the ideas of what you write for a song is more who you are as a person than what you think of, you know? So what we think is really who we are. So it's all the same, you know? We are what we think is who we are. So I get my inspiration just from I don't get them from outside sources. I never get them from listening to someone else. They just come to me. They just, you know, it's my style, I guess, you know? And it's very ready right now. It feels very, you know, fertile. You know, the ideas are very fertile, and it's a creative time for me, very creative time, because I'm very happy in my life musically. You know, I've just started my record company, and I feel the freedom, the artistic freedom is very important for me. So when you feel that freedom, you know, from in your life with things, everything's at peace, it's harmony, perfect harmony everywhere. So it makes the artistic freedom much easier for me to create and to play, create, write. So I'm really proud of this record, and the new album itself is really special, really special. So the album will be out in October, I think, and there'll be 15 songs. It's called Guitarmageddon, and it's on Metaluna Records and Tapes. And I do want to give everyone the address, okay? And it's 9 Music Square South, Suite 120, Nashville, Tennessee, 37203. Okay, I'll just repeat it. Metaluna Records, Vinnie Vincent, 9 Music Square South, Suite 120, Nashville, Tennessee, 37203. So you can write to me there, and that's the record company address, and you can order the CD or the record. There's a lot of merchandise, there's fan club stuff, and it's going great. I've had a lot of good fortune with the fans. They seem to love it, and you know, it's good to be back, you know. It's really good to be back. And I just want to thank everybody too, because their support and love over the years, you know, it's really meant a lot to me. So I thank everybody.
What is your new album like compared to the Vinnie Vincent Invasion albums?
It's very similar to the first album, only the ideas now are more, you know, advanced, and the playing is more advanced. The guitar playing is much more progressive. The songs are more detailed, and the song, you know, there's a lot of very sexual songs, but it covers a lot of ground. You know, they're very, very. They're just advanced. It's 10 years later, so you know, I've grown as an artist and as a person. So when you're grown, you know, you're mature. So I think the material, the music is much more mature, and I think it's much more oriented to be classic. You know, I think it'll last a very, very long time. You know.
You got your own band now, or did you use session musicians?
You know, it's really, I've been asked that a lot, and just to clear up the record, it was a very misleading misunderstanding with the first Vinnie Vincent Invasion, because, as I mentioned, when I left Kiss early in 1984, which was April, I'm very comfortable when I create my own music. This is how I do it. I go into a recording studio. I have all the songs, I lay them down just on tape, and I play all the guitars, bass, I do all the background vocals, I sing a scratch vocal of how I hear it, you know, and you know, I just basically give the idea of the song, and then I start perfecting it in the studio, and I use, you know, I'll use a drummer, and then I'll get it to where I perfect it and it's all finished. And then I call a singer in to sing it. And the new album now, Guitarmageddon, and the EP have the same singer from the first Vinnie Vincent Invasion record. So it's very simple. This is how I do my records. I do everything like this. And when Chrysalis heard that the demos that I did them all myself. I did everything myself, except for the lead singing. And I called the project Vinnie Vincent Invasion. That was just my solo project name. And Chrysalis said, no, you've got to have a band. It sounds like a band. And in the mid-'80s, everybody had a band. You know, there were no solo artists then, you know. It was all bands, and everybody was wearing makeup. And I didn't feel comfortable. But that was what the big machine wanted, you know. It's a huge machine, and, you know, you're just a little tiny puppet. So they manipulate it to the way they want it. They form it. They put all the money behind it. They send it out there. And I was caught in the middle of this thing. I said, I've got people, employees that are, it's all fake. It's not real. This is not how this was born. So then the second album was even worse because the lead singer decided I can't do this for reasons. So there was no talent there. It just wasn't the truth of how the records were being made, and I saw a lot of great songs, great albums, like not living up to my standards, my expectations. So as I said, it was like a Frankenstein monster. I created something that the idea was great, everybody loved it, but if it's not true, it can't survive, You can't survive on a lie. So I destroyed it, started over from scratch, and I said, no more record companies, no more everybody, too many cooks in the kitchen, So I started my own record company. I said, this is how it's going to be. I'm going to make my music, wait till it's right, and give people, if I'm going to put the name Vinnie Vincent on something, I want it to be something that's great, as great as I can make it, because if it isn't, I am my own worst critic, I'm the first one to say something I do stinks, If it's shit, it's shit, And I want my music to come to the people as great as it could be. And now I'm happy. It's all here. It's all right. And when you hear the new record, it's pretty impressive. It's going to be around for a while. I think because the kids who hear the EP say, wow, this is great. So I'm really proud of this because it's just that I've now been able to bring my music to fans, and it's now right. I love Gene. I really have a lot of respect for him. He's my friend. And sometimes when you're angry at people, you say things because you're angry. When husband and wife fights, girlfriend, boyfriend, people say things, Everybody's entitled to their opinion, and I respect everybody's opinion that I respect. And I respect him, I respect his opinion, and it's okay. Everything's fine, It's okay. But I'm happy. When you're happy, other people don't want to believe that you're happy. So, we'll work out our differences someday, And then we'll make great music again, and everybody will be happy. Right? People fight, they make up, they fight, they say bad things, and then when everything's all right, Vinnie's wonderful, we love Vinnie, and then you have a fight, oh, Vinnie's no good, oh, Vinnie's wonderful, no, he's no good. So hopefully we'll be able to work out our differences,
What's the major reason for you joining this Kiss Expo tour? Is it not to be forgotten as a Kiss member, to promote your own solo career, to earn money?
It all came about by accident. Somebody asked me this last night, They always think there's some sinister reason, or some ulterior motive. Last year, it's a little over a year ago, I was asked so many times to do a Kiss convention as a special guest because they had Ace and Peter. And I just said, no, I don't think so. I really don't. First of all, I didn't know what it was. I said, what is a Kiss convention, I said, everybody comes and sees you again, and they sign autographs. And at first I didn't know if I wanted to do it. So they asked me a few times, please come, please come. And I said, okay, I'll try it. I'll see what it's like, And I wasn't sure if the fans were going to be rude or nice because, they hear things in the press. But kids aren't stupid, They're very bright people, and they see a lot more than what is just said in a magazine. First they take into consideration, they see a bigger picture, Just because somebody says something about you in a magazine doesn't necessarily mean it's true, You read a lot of things in scandal magazines. Is it really true? Maybe a little bit, but not all of it, So, and maybe none of it. So kids are pretty smart. So I said, okay, I'll give it a try. I'll see how it goes. And then I did the first convention, and it was great. I had a lot of fun. I met a lot of fans. They brought all the old records, and my CD wasn't ready. I didn't even have the CD done at the time. I was a very long way from being finished, so it wasn't really to promote anything. And then I said, this is fun. I really love doing it. I didn't even have any pictures that I brought, nothing. I just went to meet everybody. So I enjoyed it, and then all the other promoters said, can you come here? can you come to Chicago? Can you come to Atlanta? Can you do New York? Can you do this? And I said, yeah, let's do it. You know, it's a lot of fun. So as it progressed, I was still working on the record, my new record, in the record company, and all of a sudden it became, well, it's just about ready. Then about 2 months ago, I got a call from Stockholm promoters. They said, can you come to Stockholm? And I said, just Europe, you know. I said I didn't have any plans to come to Europe, you know, I'm so busy right now. So they said, we really want you to come, we'd love to have you here, and fans, they're big Kiss fans over here. And I said, okay, you know, let's give it a try. So we did Stockholm, we had a great time, stayed in Stockholm a week, great city. And after Stockholm, they asked me to do Atlanta in the States, and then I got a call to do the rest of the European Kiss Expo tour, which is, how many, 12 countries? Is it 12 or 9 countries? And here we are, and it's going great. It's a lot of fun, and the record's ready now. The CD's ready. So it's just everything just happened, you know, in order as time went on. So I'm having a great time. The kids are great, and it's nice to see the you know, to feel like it's still part of Kiss, because I always feel that way, you know. And they still see me as part of that, and you know, we make great music together, so it's going great. I love it.
Let's move to another topic. Do you have any feelings or opinions about this forthcoming reunion tour?
Yes, I do. I really do. I have some definite opinions, but I think if they go out with the four original members, I think it's going to be great, because I think Kiss is just a great band. Period. I mean, they always were a great band. When I was with them, I thought it was a great band. Whatever they do on the and you know, they always maintain a standard of quality that I think is just, it never falls. You know, they're always strong. So if they do the reunion tour, it's going to be history. I think it's going to you know, people have mixed feelings about it. Well, I don't think they should do it. I think they should do it. But I think once, you know, once people see it, I think it's going to be very important. But and I also think it's going to be great. Kids will freak to see the four people back together again. I mean, they'll freak out. When they see it, it'll freak out. But I think what might have even been a much bigger event is to have the whole picture of Kiss, like history, and it should be a reflection of the book from the beginning to where they are now, which would cover all the years, the members, the periods of time, you know. And it would be great if it was even the four original members doing all those. Then when I joined, to be that period of time, and maybe have Eric as the show Eric Carr on a big TV screen, you know, and his performances, and then have Bruce and the new drummer Eric Singer, and have the whole picture. I think it would be even better and just not better, but just the more complete Kiss. That might be very interesting to me.